Okay, well, hello, scholars. Um, this video is about our school practicum assignment. In our syllabus, it talks about that we have a school practicum, and because this is summer semester, we aren't able to go out into the schools. So I've had to do a little bit of adapting since our course does have a practicum component to it. So we're going to be doing ours online. Now, this school practicum assignment is super, super, super important because you cannot pass this course if you do not successfully complete this assignment. So normally in other universities I've worked at, we had a lab that was separate. And so that would be a pass fail. And it would be different from the lecture that we had. But with this course, the practicum or lab is put into the lecture course. So it's super important. By the time that you're ready to graduate and you have completed your licensure program and you're all the way done, finished with student teaching, you should have plenty of hours in the classroom so that you are not so surprised as you enter your own classroom. It's always going to be different entering your own classroom when you are student teaching and when you are doing practicum hours. You are a guest in other people's classrooms. And so you're moving from being on the student side of the desk to the teacher side of the desk. And the idea with practicums in a teacher preparation program is that slowly but surely you get increasingly more time in the classroom, and you are increasingly taking over more and more of the teaching and learning and assessment. But still, it's kind of like being a teenager, in the sense that you still, the buck still stops at when you're a teenager with the adults, maybe your guardians, they might be your biological parents, whomever it is, the buck stops with the adults. Well, and in student teaching, if you're going to be in public schools for very good reasons, you have to have passed a background check and a fingerprinting. So in the fall and spring semesters for this class for EDUC 2400, that's what people have to do. They have to get it started week one because sometimes it can take a while to get all the paperwork through. And then they may not begin going out into the schools until that background check and fingerprinting is done. But for us, for summer, we are going to be doing our work online and looking at classrooms that have been video recorded. And so we don't necessarily have to have a background check and fingerprinting yet. If you are able to this summer, I would do it because at some point you will have to have it done. And it's no charge to you. The department in college pays for our future teachers to get their fingerprinting and their background checks done. So that's nice. But it does have to be done. There's paperwork. So if you're wondering how to do it, where to do it, and you want to get a jump start on that, which I would stop at the front desk in teacher education on the third floor of the Eccles-Jones building, the education building. So fingerprinting and background checks, that's something to think about. Okay. And so the idea here is that you're going to be taking over more and more until you are actually teaching your whole course or class. And at this stage, this is 2400. So this is more at the beginning level. And at this level, it's more simply observation of what's happening. You can function as a teacher's aide, but you may never, ever, even with your fingerprinting and your background check, you may never, ever be left alone with the learners. You're not supposed to be. So don't let anyone do that to you, because you can be liable for anything that might come up with that. Okay, so in this case, we don't have to worry about it because we're going to be doing everything online. But just a heads up, because eventually you will be spending time actually out in the classrooms, and you'll have other courses that also have a practicum. So let me get started by sharing my screen with you, and we're going to look at Canvas, okay? I know you are very familiar with Canvas by now, because you need to spend at least 9 hours a week on Canvas. And I look over here at the people page on Canvas, and I can see exactly where all of your names come up, and this will be on my side, not on your side. And I can see each of your names, and I can see who logged in at what time and how long they were there. So we'll do regular check-ins to see that, you know, if people are putting in enough time in their working on Canvas, okay? So let me go back to our module, and you are now very familiar with all of our campus resources, and you know by now that if you click on something and nothing seems to be coming up, click on the title of it and it will take you right there, okay? So that is just a little FYI for you. Okay, so you're familiar with our modules, and you have been exploring our syllabus and looking at, we have campus resources, and then we have our course resources. So, you know, throughout the semester, you know, we get very busy. We're doing a lot of things. You might forget, well, where some of these things are. And you might not have time to read them now, but you want to download them and save them for later. That's a very smart thing to do. Okay, so you've been doing your day one start here, and then I know you know that this is all of the pages that have the explanations of your course assignments on there. And so that just tells you that summer is a little bit different than spring and fall. Okay, so going down here, here we go. Practicum, school practicum, instructions, forms, videos, and more. Look here. See, I try to make this as user-friendly as possible. So I'm going to click this overview here, and it says, wait a minute, come back. Okay, it says, school practicum assignment is required for EDUC 2400. If students do not successfully complete the practicum assignment, they will not pass EDUC 2400. Okay, so that's not to be scary, but just to say, you know, take this very seriously and do not leave it to the last minute. Get started on it ASAP. Okay. It doesn't have to be started today, but it should certainly be started before June 1. Okay. And I'll remind you as well. Okay, so for summer semester, scholars will not be completing their 10 hours in the schools because, as we talked about, the schools are on summer break. Okay, so we do have to do our practicum anyway. So each scholar for this assignment for summer, we will be responsible for watching, observing, and evaluating at least 5 recorded lessons taught by teachers in a range of public or charter K-12 schools. Okay, so you are going to be using a culturally sustaining observation protocol to evaluate 4 of the 5 lessons that you evaluate. Okay, so I wanted to give you a little bit of wiggle room there. I require you to look at 5 lessons, but you only need turn in your paperwork for having evaluated 4. That way, if the 5th one or the first one is a practice and you don't feel like you did very well, you weren't sure what you were doing with it, you don't have to put your practice one in it to be graded. So that gives you a little bit of wiggle room. You watch 5, but you only have to turn in your observations for 4. Okay. So an observation protocol, that's just kind of a fancy word to say that's the tool that you use when you evaluate. When I go out and watch student teachers, I don't just sit there and go, yeah, sounds nice, looks nice. No, I have a tool, a protocol that tells me what I'm looking for, what's the level of it that I see, and so on. So that's what an observation protocol is. It's your tool that guides you. What are you supposed to be looking for, and what are some examples of what you're seeing in the lesson? Okay, so you're going to observe, and using your observation protocol, you're going to observe these 5 lessons. You're going to use your observation protocol for 4 of them, or 5, above and beyond. 4 are required. And I do just get very excited and love it when you go above and beyond. And so you're going to be doing these observations and evaluating the teaching of these lesson plans as if you are the student teacher supervisor. So you're going to be watching somebody that's teaching a lesson, and it'll be a recording of it, but it's as if you are their supervising student teacher supervisor and you're evaluating them. So I'll show you how to do that. For now, just know that that's what you're going to do. And then you're going to put all 4 of your observation protocols that you have filled out together, or 5, 4 or 5, and put them into one document. Okay. And you'll have a couple of documents that we'll talk about that you put together to make one big school practicum assignment. Okay, so again, this is very important. Please remember that each scholar must successfully complete this assignment to pass this course. Okay, we're going to work together, and you're going to do it. You do your part, I'll do my part, and we'll get this done. Don't stress it. Okay, it'll be fun. Okay, so I'm going to provide you with the website link so that you know where you can go to choose the 5 lessons that you're going to be watching, and 4 or 5 that you're going to be evaluating with your observation protocol tool. Okay, then, and I will also model for you how to evaluate a video recorded lesson. I'll make another video for you. I'll show you how to do it. And then after you watch me do it, you can do it. You remember, you've got to practice one, and then you have the other 4. So if your first one, that's your practice, doesn't go so well, no problem. Okay, that's why you practice it. Okay, so I will also make a video to show you how to put together all your observations and all the other documents that need to go together to be submitted. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'll make you a video. The steps each scholar must follow to successfully complete the school practicum assignment will be described and modeled by Dr. Harris in the videos below. Okay, let's see where those videos are. I'm scrolling down. Here's the reading. Here's the videos. Make your choices here. And so these are the make your 5 choices. You've got all kinds of options there. And here's where these videos are, where I explain. So I'm going to put this video that I'm making right now, I'm going to put it right here where it says overview. Okay, so you know where to find those. And you'll have a step-by-step process for knowing how to submit this very important assignment. Okay, begin working on this assignment. Very important that you begin early. You cannot, please hear me on this. You cannot rush this assignment. I will know. Not only am I the mother of 6, the stepmother of 2, and the grandmother of 2. I have been a teacher for 30 years, and so I know I have a great crap detector, and I know when quality of work is not good, when it was rushed, when it was done the night before, when you're pushing the deadline. I know those things. And so don't do it, because you need to pass this. So start early, get going on it, no later than June 1st, okay? All righty. So this is your checklist. Step 1. How are you going to get started on June 1? Okay, not a problem. Glad you asked. Start by reading the articles below. You need to be very familiar with each of the readings below because you will be using them. Okay, and so where are those articles? Scrolling down to readings. Here they are, readings. Okay, very important. Dr. Mohammed's framework. We're going to use that. It's short, 2.5 pages. Study that. Dr. Tiemont's Enduring Principles of Learning framework. It's only 6 pages, and one of those pages is a picture. So you can study that. Utah Effective Teaching Standards, look at pages 13 to 17. You don't even have to read the whole thing, okay? So that's pretty short. And since it's Utah Effective Teaching Standards, that's what you're going to be evaluated on when you're a student teacher. Better to get to know them right now. The 21st Century Framework is 2 pages, and one of those pages is a picture as well. And so you can do that. That 21st century is super important because teaching in the 21st century is different from teaching in the 20th century. Why? How? Okay. How can we be a dream keeper in the 21st century? So those 5 are the ones that you need to study, because you're going to be using them when we put together our comparing frameworks chart, which will be part of those documents that you put together and submit for your assignment for the school practicum assignment. You'll have your 4 or 5 observations and that you put together, your protocols, and then you're going to also have a document that says comparing frameworks for observing and evaluating teaching. I'll show you how to do that. And you will have also your 5 choices of your video recorded lessons. All those papers are going to go together, and the forms are right here. And I will put your observation protocol right here too. I have to upload that yet. So you can see here that the readings are right here, 1 through 5, and then your forms that you're going to need are right here. So should be pretty straightforward as to where to look for things. And then it also talks about the readings, and it talks about the 2 videos. Okay, these 2 videos by Dr. Latson Billings and Dr. Jacqueline Irvine and her colleagues, very important scholars. These are very short videos, 3 minutes, 1 second, 4 minute, 39 seconds. This is critical so that you kind of know what you're talking about, what you're looking for as you're observing the lessons. And we'll be talking about it in class as well in each of our modules. Okay, now remember, this is not a methods class. You start with the learner, not the lesson plans. The lesson plans are the techniques and strategies, but you can't use your techniques and strategies unless you know the learner. So we ask, why are the babies in the river? and we'll talk about the butterfly girl story, and that'll make a little bit more sense to you, and you'll know why this is not a methods course. Okay, so let me go back up here a little ways, and we're back on step one. So for step one, you're just getting ready to do your practicum assignment. So June 1, you can be doing this. You can be reading those 5 articles. You can be watching, and I need to edit this and put the 2 short videos, 1 and 2. And then you can watch the videos that I make about how to do each step. I'm modeling that for you. And then number 4 is super important. Don't worry, but don't delay, okay? Poor planning is not an emergency on my part. And poor planning will create a lot of unnecessary stress for you, okay? So not all stress is bad. A little bit's okay. It kind of gets our engines moving and we get going. But too much stress for too long is very bad on your health. Okay, it's hard on your body. You can't think straight. You don't sleep well. It's bad. So avoid that by planning and working ahead. Okay, work deep, work hard, focus, then rest and take a break. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is go to those links, okay? Now you've done all your reading, you've watched those 2 videos, and so you know about what kind of teaching we're going to be looking for. Well, now it's time to start choosing your lessons. You need 5 of them, okay? So you're going to be able to make those choices of those 5. All right. The only thing that I ask you is I want you to have 1 elementary for sure. Any content area, math, reading, art, whatever. So it has to be 1 elementary and 1 secondary. So if you're like me, I was an elementary education major. I wasn't really that interested in secondary. Okay, great. But I really want everyone to have a feel for the whole of K-12. So if you are like me and you're an elementary teacher, you should know about secondary. And if you're a secondary, you should know about elementary. I cannot tell you the times that I was in a professional development seminar for my school district, and I was a kindergarten teacher, and the secondary teachers thought that my job was so easy because I'm a kindergarten teacher. They just did not know that taking 25 and 35-year-olds and keeping them engaged in all focus and meaningfully participating, that takes a very strong and good teacher. I'd like to see them do that. Okay. But at the same time, there are very many wonderful opportunities and challenges with the secondary that I maybe as an elementary teacher did not appreciate because I wasn't a secondary teacher. So now that I've had the experience of working with the whole K-12 and loving middle school, loving high school, loving university level, loving preschool, I see there's value in understanding the whole system. So that's what I want you to do is get a little taste for it. You might say, I wanted elementary and I looked at secondary and no, I'm sticking with it. Okay, no problem. But you might be surprised and you might say, wow, I never thought, I always wanted to be a 3rd grade teacher, and I never thought about 10th grade history. But that's actually quite exciting. Okay, you might not have thought about that. So keep your mind open for what you might want to do, because as you go through your practicums in your courses, through up to student teaching, you are going to get more of a feel for what you actually prefer rather than what you think you prefer. Because sometimes that's different. Sometimes it's not. Mine, I went in as elementary, I came out as elementary. But I was surprised how much I enjoyed secondary as well. So that's my reasoning behind asking you to, out of those 5, please choose one elementary for sure. If you're a secondary and you want to do the other 4 secondary, no problem, but must have one elementary. If you are a secondary person, you must have one elementary, and you can do all of the rest secondary if you want to. If you want to mix it up and do, 2 of one and 3 of the other, that's fine. You decide how you want to do that. I only ask that there be one elementary and one secondary. So you've got 3 choices to make up the 5. Okay. So that's what step 2 is talking about. Step 3, that's where we are going to really start using your readings that you did below. We're going to set up a chart, and we're going to be comparing and contrasting frameworks. And what I mean by frameworks, see, you're already doing like research stuff. A framework means that it's kind of like your glasses. A framework is a particular set of glasses that you put on, and it tells you what you're looking at, what you see, and then it keeps other things out. So different frameworks bring some things up for you to see, and then some things back. So that's why it's good to compare and contrast different frameworks, so that you can compare and contrast. Well, this one brought this to the front and pushed that to the back. This one brought this to the front, pushed that to the back. Well, this one works better for me. So, and we need frameworks because we have to evaluate the teaching that we're seeing. We can't just go in there and say, well, I feel warm and fuzzy about that one. No, it's not about if you feel warm and fuzzy. It's about what are evidence-based, research-grounded, empirically based principles of exemplary teaching. So it's not just if Dr. Harris likes it. No, it's not about if it makes you feel warm and fuzzy or it's your favorite topic. No, they actually have principles of what does the evidence show of what is excellent teaching? And you put the frameworks on to look at the teaching to see, that's what I'm looking for. I see some good teaching. That's how you know if you're seeing good teaching or bad teaching. You might think, well, that's the way my teacher did it when I was in 2nd grade, and didn't I turn out great? Well, I don't know, but I do know about research-based principles. So I don't want to just trust that your experiences were great because you turned out great. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why those frameworks are important. So I will do a video for you and show you how to create this comparing frameworks chart, which you will put with your documents to submit as one whole project. Your whole project that you will submit before July 30th will have your 5 choices of your videos that you're going to watch and evaluate, your 4 or 5 observation protocols that you observed and evaluated the lesson teaching, and you will definitely have your comparing frameworks chart in that as well. So you're starting to see how this project is coming together. Okay, so don't worry. I'm going to show you how to do each step. Okay, so once we've got that comparing frameworks done, then we're going to pick our videos. Now, really you could do choosing your videos before. The order here doesn't really matter. You can do your comparing frameworks first and then choose your videos, or you can choose your videos and then complete your framework. The order of that doesn't matter. They just both have to be done. Okay. So again, make sure you have the elementary and the secondary education. Each of you must have one of each. Then you choose the other 3, whatever your preferences are. Okay. So when you choose your 5 videos, what you're going to do is you will fill this chart out, and you'll put, say, let's say you're looking for an elementary, you have to have an elementary one. Okay. So you're like, let me see. What am I going to pick? Well, make your 5 choices here. All right. I sure will. Well, if I click this link here, this one has a whole library that I can explore and choose from. It has K-12 in it. So you can explore that library. Here's another library that you can explore. So you've got choices there. This is Mr. A, and he's teaching a 1st grade literacy lesson. That's a great one. So maybe I'm going to put, I want to watch this one for my elementary choice. So I'm going to put Mr. A, the name of his video, his school, his grade level. This was a literacy lesson, and it is, let me see what it was. Let's see. Oh, it was 20 minutes and 34 seconds. Did you see where I saw that? It says 20 minutes and 34 seconds right here. That's where I got that from. And then the website, you can put the website, copy and paste it there. So all you have to do is just click it, and it'll take you right over to that video. And then up here, you can copy and paste that website. Now, a lot of them do have these little 5-second videos that you got to get past before you're able to do that. So you know how to work that. So here's where it's going to begin. So we're not going to watch that right now, but just so that yeah, I love the way he gets everybody together. That's a very good lesson. Love that lesson. Okay. So back to our make our choices here. So this is where you're filling this list out here. So this will be part of what you combine to submit with your observation protocols and your comparing frameworks chart. Okay, so you got a lot of choices here of videos. Some are longer, some are shorter. You can certainly do more than 5 if you want to. Okay, so let's see, did I miss anything? Let's see, what did I miss? Okay. Okay, step 4. Now this is where you're going to actually click the video, and you have to do each of the 5 videos that you put on this one here. And if you change your mind and want to watch a different one and take the name you put out here, do it. This is your project. So the only thing I ask is 1 elementary, 1 secondary. So whichever ones out of these options that I've provided for you, you make that decision. You might be a history teacher, you might want to be a PE teacher. So you might want to look at lessons that are more about that. So this is where you're going to be clicking the lesson, and then with your observation protocol, you're going to be filling it out and saving it, and then do the next video. Now, one thing that is very, very important here is you cannot rush these. They have to be done over time. So you cannot do them like all on one day. I will know because they will be terrible. Okay. So don't rush them. Give yourself enough time and space to really watch and think through. I've seen these videos. I'm going to know if you have garbage. Okay. So, just do a good job on it. Okay. And so you're going to save all your analyses, and I will make a video showing you how to use your observation protocol. So don't stress about that. And then chapter 5, okay, now it's time to put all your forms together. Okay, so you're going to compile all these documents that you've made and you're going to put them into one big PDF. Okay, and you can scan them in, take pictures of them, whatever it is. But I have to be able to click one document and open it up and see all of your documents there. Okay, so this says compile your 4 or 5 observation protocols. You know about that. And then you're going to write up a 1 to 1.5 page to 2 page reflection. Now, your reflection is going to analyze what you saw and what your findings were, what you learned about teaching and being a dream keeper and a warm demander from watching these videos. Obviously, no teacher is ever completely perfect, including myself. So that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for if the lesson has these components of exemplary teaching that are culturally sustaining. And so what did you learn about that? And you do not have to do a reflection on each and every single observation of the 4 or 5 that you're turning in. No, you will have watched 5 video recorded lessons and then done an observation protocol on at least 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 if you want to. That's up to you. But at least 4. And so you're going to reflect on those 4, okay, as one. So look across the lessons and choose 2 or 3 themes that stood out to you and really discuss them in your reflection, okay? So not one reflection for each lesson you observed and evaluated, but one for them as a whole. Okay, then you're going to create this document that you're going to put into one and get it ready to submit. So when I click your document, it opens up and I see all these pages. Okay, so when I open up your document, I should see a title page and it should have APA formatting, and we're in the 7th edition. APA is the formatting that educational research uses. So many of you I know want to go on to graduate school. And even if you aren't thinking about it right now, you're just like, I just need to get through my bachelor's degree first. Okay, no problem. It's always good to teach a couple years first anyway. But eventually you may want to go to graduate school. So you will be required to use APA format. And it's the 7th edition that we're using right now. So your title page needs to be in APA format. I will dock points if it is not. And then you need a table of contents. So page 1 is a title page. Page 2 is your table of contents. And then C, you're going to have all of your, that's the 3rd page is this page, your 5 choices of video recorded lessons. That's this page, okay? And then D, that's going to be your chart where you did your comparing frameworks chart, okay? So you see page 1, title page, page 2, table of contents, page 3, your 5 choices document, page 4 is your comparing frameworks chart. Then 5, now this is the section where you're going to have a couple pages where you're going to have each of your best observation protocols filled out. That'll be 4 or 5, okay? And then the last part of your assignment, the next page will be your one reflection on all of the lessons that you observed and evaluated using your observation protocol. So all those documents A through F will go into one big document that you scan into and make a PDF, and then you will upload it to, let me see if I can go back here to our module, and let me see if it's going to take me back. Where's that module? Here it is. You will be able to upload it right here, okay? Right under that overview. You'll be able to click it and then upload your document there. And it must be done before July 30th, okay? So I know that seems a long ways away. We're in the middle of May, but I promise you, with holidays and summertime events and family and trips and trying to study and trying to work, it will go fast. Okay, so get at it right away. June 1, no later than June 1. Start with reading those, doing step 1 things. You can get started on those, and then and I will get those videos up for you ASAP. Okay, it's going to be fun. You're going to love it. Okay, all righty. Well, thank you for spending time with me, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and go ahead and stop recording. Okay, thank you.